Hi everyone, happy Monday and welcome to Mona's Kitchen. And this week it's all Passover all the time. And I was thinking about a recipe that I can show you for Passover today. And thinking about the recipes that I've done over the past couple of weeks. You already have my matzo ball soup, so you're all set with that. You can utilize my chicken marsala by just not using cornstarch and maybe using some almond flour, so you've got a dinner going. So then I thought about, well, what can I do as far as the Seder is concerned, or something Seder-ish that I can kind of show. And one of our favorite family recipes during the Seder, and the thing that everybody goes for, is the Charoset. And for those of you who don't know what Charoset is, it's this paste made out of apples and walnuts and wine, and you smear it on a piece of matzah, and it resembles the mortar that the Jews built the temples in. But I didn't just want to make Haroset, because everybody, their family traditions, they have their own Haroset. So I went online, kind of looking around and seeing what was there. And then I was looking at other things, and I thought, what if we could create Haroset bites? Kind of like energy bites that you might have, like, after you work out or as a snack. And then that way what if we made Haroset bites? And I went on to look. I really like looking at Charosets from all over the world. The traditional ones are apples, walnuts, and wine, but there's ones from Persia and there's ones from Morocco. And so the ones from Morocco I really like because it was a combination of apricots and pistachios, and that's like one of my big favorites. So there was a recipe out there for a Moroccan Haroset, and I said, well, what if I could turn this into a ball, and then maybe throw in a few of those great phytonutrients that we can add in to make them, give it a little healthy boost. And so literally today at noon, I was creating this recipe, and I'm so excited to show it to you because I love the way they came out. So there are these, I'm calling them Moroccan Charoset bites, and they're made out of, I'll show you the ingredients. They're made out of apricots and dates. And dates is usually, sometimes that's put in the Charoset too, but it's very different than the Charoset we normally have. And then for nuts, instead of walnuts, and I know about you, a lot of people in my family are allergic to walnuts, so sometimes I have to make my Charoset with almonds. But what about pistachios? So I added some pistachios into it, and we have a little bit of almonds and a little bit of honey, but then the other things that I added into this, I'm not going to even tell you what it is. I want to surprise you. So what we're going to do, all you need to do is, we're going to take some coconut first and just roast and toast some coconut. And this coconut is going to be used for the coating of these energy bites because they'll give it that nice little toasty crunch. So I've kind of done it for you already, but it's really easy to do. So I just laid some coconut on a baking sheet, just like so. And literally 5 minutes, you have to really watch it. 4 to 5 minutes at 350 degrees, you get toasted coconut. It smells so good. And then what you do with the toasted coconut, you want to make it very, very fine so that it can become little crumbs. So when we're done making the balls, you can kind of roll them. So instead, you can use a personalized blender to do that, but you can use the Mona method, which is basically taking a baggie and putting some of the coconut in and basically just giving it a smush. So like sometimes when you take crackers and you make your own cracker crumbs, it's the same thing. So I'm basically going to give it a smush, like my culinary language here. And this will then provide me with the crumbs that I can put over my bites when we are done. So, and I kind of made some of them big, some of them small. And I actually added in a little bit of the white coconut to give it some color. So this is what I'm going to use as my base for the crumbs when I'm done. Okay, so the next step, what I'm going to do is add in all of my ingredients. And I'm going to do that in a food processor. And I'm making a half batch, in the batch it's online. And I kind of recommend you may want to make 2 half batches at once because it is a little bit sticky and it'll be easy to navigate that way, but you choose what you want to do. So in my bites, I'm going to put in some dates, and it called for about 3/4 of a cup of dates, but serve about 12. So that's approximately like 1 date a person. So I have right now 6 dates. So I'm putting that in here. I actually measured it because I never liked when recipes go for 1/3 of a cup. What does that mean? So I did it by pieces because I think that's probably easier for you. Apricots, we have about 6 or 7 apricots. I'm throwing that in there. Okay, nuts. I'm putting in some of the shelled pistachios. Of course, you have to shell them. Okay, and then I'm going to add a little bit of honey. It's good stuff. And you only really need a half a tablespoon, for the whole batch, for the dozen, it's a half a tablespoon, because you have the natural sweetness from the other fruits. And then is my spice blend. So you remember, yes, for those of you who were here yesterday, I have spice, the spice blend I used for my chili. Remember, those were the 3 spices, the chili powder, the oregano, and the cumin. Well, this is a new spice blend that I kind of made, and it smells really good. It's a combination of cinnamon, it's equal levels, cinnamon, ginger, and orange peel. So I'm using ground ginger and cinnamon, so I'm going to put that in here. And then for the orange peel, I like using fresh orange peel, but I didn't have an orange in the house. But I do have clementine, so we're going to have clementine peel today because right now, that's what we got to do. That's how we have to roll. So I'm just going to put a little bit of clementine peel in here. And why did I put them in here? A, they taste really good. They taste really good together. But B, from a health standpoint, orange peel is really, really great. It has high in antioxidants, antimicrobial type activity. Cinnamon's a great antioxidant, and ginger is really good for anti-inflammatory properties. So why not have all 3 in these great energy bites? And it's great to have. I like serving them like for dessert for the people who don't want the cake. They just want a little bite. Or the kids might like it as a snack in the afternoon. And they're kind of sophisticated by having this little spice mix in them. If you don't want to put the spice mix in them, if you're afraid your kids might not like the orange peel, don't worry about it. You don't have to put it in. The ginger I kind of like, but if they don't like ginger, that's okay too. These will be great no matter, if you put those spices in or not. I really like the spices in there because it gives an added taste, but if you don't have them in the house, you don't have to run to the store to buy them. These bites will do just well without. So now we're going to make a little noise. Who's watching? Hello, Gustavo. How are you? Hey, Marty. Hi, Colleen. So what we're going to do is we're going to process these puppies, and we're going to make a lot of noise. So I apologize for that. But we're going to pulse it about 32 times just to kind of get it into a pace. Check it right now to see. Some people like it. If you really want it into a fine blend, I kind of like it chunky. Then you can put the blend cycle on and let it go for 2 to 3 minutes. I kind of like it chunky because I like to see the ingredients that I'm eating. So this definitely isn't ready yet. And it is a teeny bit dry, so I'm just going to add literally a teaspoon, just a little teaspoon, a little bit of water in there. That's it. Maybe even a half a teaspoon of water in there. Okay. So I'm going to let it rip. I'm going to let it rip regularly, just for a little bit. Yes. So what you want to get in the end, and you can make it finer. I like getting like a paste so that I could really kind of see the pieces and get it kind of chunky. And it gives it added texture too. So the next step is I'm going to roll it into balls. But before I'm going to do that, we're going to, public service announcement, I'm going to wash my hands. So I'm going to do that real quick. Sing happy birthday to myself again. And you want to keep your hands wet when you roll them, because then it's easy to roll and it's also easy to put them on the plate. So here's my, remember these are my crumbs that we made before. So who's on? Hey Selma, how are you? Hey Joseph, hey Colleen. So I have my little ball dough here. Not Waldo, ball dough. I'm just gonna make it into a little ball. So you wanna make it almost like this, like a little golf ball. And then I'm gonna coat it with some coconut. Just put it like so. And this batch, I made about a batch for 6. And just to recall, I added in, for a half batch, I added in about 6 to 7 dates, 6 to 7 apricots, a sixth of a cup of pistachios, and the cinnamon, my favorite new spice blend, which is cinnamon, clementine peel, because I didn't have orange, and ginger, and a little bit of honey, and what else? That's it. And these are really, they're just really good just to have as a snack for Passover, because how much matzah can you eat for a whole week, right? And here's a great way to have like a little nibble, a little bite, a little nosh, and it's good for you. It has the great antioxidants in there, and I would say each one of these is probably around 50 or 60 calories if you're managing that. And they're pretty too. I would probably do this at my Seder if my family was all over here, coming all over, which they're not, but maybe I'll make a platter and show them. I would probably put this on a platter with some fresh fruit, like some pineapple, because it has the coconut. Cut up some pineapple and maybe some berries and make a beautiful platter. And I think that would be really nice for dessert. They smell so good.
I'll eat it.
Yeah, Doug will eat it. I'll make a platter for 2. Okay. So they're really easy to maneuver. I think that little bit, I'm going to add that to the recipe, that just half a teaspoon of water made all the difference in the world. Hi, Stephanie. How are you? Happy almost Passover. Happy almost Passover to everybody. So I want to know, what's everybody making for Passover? We're doing the regular. We're having chicken soup, and I'm going to make we're actually doing a Zoom Seder with the fam, and we'll make the traditional Seder plate, have some soup. Doug and I will probably have some nice chicken to figure out a cool recipe for chicken. I sometimes do like a honey lemon chicken for Passover. I really like that. And then I was thinking that maybe this week I'd show you different kinds of vegetables side dishes that I like to make. And then tomorrow night, you should stay tuned. I'm doing a special tomorrow night on a matzah apple kugel. I'm very excited about that. Instead of a noodle kugel, it's a matzah kugel. It's made with sliced apples. It's just so, so awesome. And my last one, I wish I could give you a bite because they're so good. And then if it's not Passover and you want to make them, go right ahead. And then I think what I would do if it were in Passover, things you might want to add to these that might be really nice. You can add some rolled oats, you can add some hemp seeds, some chia seeds, and make a really nice superfood energy bite. So maybe what I'll do is make a non-Passover version of it and tell you what other things that you might want to add. I think that would be kind of cool. All right, kids. All right, so check them out. So I've made these delicious energy balls. Charoset balls, and aren't they pretty? And you can just have them on the table almost like for your Seder as well. So they're really nice. I like it with the coconut topping. If you don't want to use a coconut topping, if you don't like coconut, another option might be is to take some extra pistachios and grind them up, and you can use like a ground pistachio crust and just have fun with it. I think one of the other things I might do on the end is just put maybe there's a teeny bit of cinnamon on top, because I think that would be really nice.
Cinnamon never hurt anything,
Cinnamon,
right?
It's good for you too. There we go. All right. So before I leave, I'm going to taste it just to show you. I love it. Right? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's really good. It tastes like almost Passover, but in a cool way, because it has these new ingredients of the coconut and the dates and the apricots. It's delicious. So give it a shot for this Passover, okay? Thanks for coming. We'll see you tomorrow, and tomorrow's Kugel Day. So we'll see you. Bye-bye.